Hi, my name is Kate Stockley, and I'm a PhD student in the scientific study of religion at Boston University. Growing up, my family attended a great little Lutheran church up in Anchorage, Alaska, and it was really there long before I started college and long before moving to Boston to begin my PhD that I began studying religion. I was always a pretty intense thinker, and I loved to ponder about the ways that different churches and different religions, different people really responded to this feeling or awareness of the divine's immanence in the world and transcendence of the world. So during my confirmation classes, our pastor encouraged us to explore boldly, to doubt, to seek, to critique, to use all of the sources of knowledge and wisdom, including sciences, to understand and appreciate the sacred beauty in the midst of the human condition. Um, there were moments, in fact, this was so fun for me, that there were moments that I was jealous of the people who got to go to Christian high school because I imagined that it would be just like a confirmation class every day. I'm sure it wasn't, but since my church was an open, relatively theologically progressive, and while being liturgically traditional, it was an accepting community, so I was under really no impression that there was any real conflict between religion and science. In my mind, they were two sides of the same coin. We're all trying to figure it out. And I knew that there were some kind of fundamentalist televangelists on TV, but it probably wasn't until college that I came to understand two important things. First, that the rejection of science on religious grounds was way more common than I thought. And second, that there were actually a few real and important points of tension between faith and science, between the stance of faith in things unseen, and especially attention to the potential of supernatural beings, and the stance of scientific inquiry and experimentation and materialism. So I still don't believe that these things are necessarily always at odds, but I came to appreciate really the complexity of that tension a lot better. When I started college, I began a religion major. Of course, I was excited to get another taste of that rich confirmation experience. I also did a psychology major, and I took every opportunity I had to put these two disciplines of religion and psychology into conversation. So it didn't take me long to really realize that this interdisciplinary work was going to be my niche. My academic interests eventually moved away from the way that people negotiate faith and science, which really became more of a personal project for me, and instead moved toward using what we know about the world via scientific inquiry and what we know about humans to understand why, how, and in what ways humans are religious. And the further along I got in my studies, the more scientific literature I dove into. I realized I needed to really understand the complexity of this problem. I read neuroscience, cognitive science, evolutionary biology, endocrinology, philosophy of mind. I just think the puzzle and mystery of human bodies, minds, and spirits is mind-blowing. We are incredible creatures. So even though studying religion with scientific theories and methods often requires us to narrow our scope and to reduce religion to kind of manageable variables, for me, the end game is absolutely the opposite of reductionism. How humans relate to that which is beyond ourselves and that which kind of lies at the mysterious margins of our perception and our consciousness, those things really reduce reductionism. And this is why I think it's really imperative that some religious studies scholars, not all of us, but some of us, who understand those nuances and complexities of religion, that we become literate in some science and understand and be involved with the scientists who are studying religion. And I know this is hard. I've tried, but the scientific study of religion really requires a true interdisciplinary work. It requires dialogue and openness across fields and academic languages. And I think that one of the reasons that I'm attracted to this work is because this is how I was taught to think about religion in the first place, way back in confirmation class. And I really believe that these intersections and these conversations are really where a lot of the beauty and the hope and the promise lies in understanding the human condition and learning how to better live with each other in that sense, religion really touches every single part of our lives. It's a topic that is of interest and relevance to almost every single academic discipline there is. And I, for one, just feel like it's an incredible gift to be able to go to work each day and to contribute to this knowledge on a topic that is so important to me personally and to the world as a whole.